Ladies and gentlemen, November is in the books. Welcome to another What Sold on eBay video. It is Brendan here, Dad Planet. If this is your first time watching, welcome. It's wonderful having you. If you guys have been here since day one, I am so appreciative that you've been hanging out with me throughout this journey. So I do, for those of you that don't know, 4 What Sold on eBay videos a month. Week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. I tag all of the extra days on the last What Sold video that I do of the month at the end, so it's technically 9 days, but we're going to cover not only that 9-day period in this video, but we're going to take a look at how I did in all of November as well. So we'll cover both of that, and again, I appreciate having all of you. It was a much better finish to the month than it was a start to the month. I feel like it was, I don't know, I was kind of trotting along the first couple of weeks in November. The last couple of weeks in November, it really picked up. And I mean, I was sourced a little bit more, but again, with Thanksgiving and doing family related things and just kind of taking my time, it was a strong finish regardless. So you can see right here, the period of November 22nd through November 30th, almost $5,000 in sales. The net number is the one you really want to pay attention to. Almost 3,600 in net sales. So again, positive performance, and we are into December. So that's how the last 9 days went. I'm satisfied. I'll take it for sure. And for the entire month, we can see from the 1st through the 30th, did almost $14,000 in sales. I'd love to be at like maybe the $15,000, $16,000, $17,000 range, but you know, if I'm not going to go out and source more or spend more time doing those things, there's no room to complain. So I'm setting goals, but then I'm kind of like sticking to my guns when I'm sourcing, and then getting lazy with wanting to do family things because, you know, it's dad first, business second. You know how it goes. But the net sales almost 10 grand. Not too bad. Not too bad. So yeah, that's where we're at. Let me shout out a subscriber, the Bee's Knees Treasure. Thank you so much for the kind words. She says, love your videos. I do estate sales on eBay. It's my dream job. Can't beat finding treasures for super cheap and reselling them for sometimes ridiculous amounts. You deserve way more subscribers. Love your style. Hey, Bee's Knees Treasures, I appreciate you. Thanks so much for all of those kind words. And listen, they're only ridiculous amounts for people that either can't afford it or refuse to. So whatever, sell to a different buyer. You know what I mean? Kind of how I handled the majority of my sales. Well, at least I tried to. So anyway, let's get into the first one here. If you folks have been following me, you know I did a video on Clarisonic and how they were going to be a Bolo to pay attention to at that time moving forward because they went out of business. So anyway, long story short, fast forward all the way to the end of November. I sourced this on Facebook Marketplace, so I paid up for it. I paid $15, but it still sold for 50 bucks. $50, buyer paid $4.99 in shipping, so $54.98 pre-tax. And I was interesting. I got a message from a potential buyer who was saying 50 bucks? Like, what the heck? You might as well just go to Amazon and buy the whole brand new like kit and caboodle for that. And you know what? He's probably right. He or she is probably right. But this is a scarcity item at this point because they're not producing them anymore. So did I respond? No. Did I block them? No, because they probably weren't going to purchase in the first place. So I just, you know, don't respond, let it go, move on, mark the thing as answered. And yeah, it sold for 50 bucks. It sold for $50 because I knew it would sell for $50. So keep sourcing Clarisonic. The price is only going to go up. I dig into my videos and find the Clarisonic video because all of that information is still very relevant. The prices are probably even higher for all of the things that were mentioned in that video at that time currently. So we'll move on to the next one, which is super fun. So this is Bingo Bear. What year is he from? I forget. 1986. He is in excellent condition, and his voice box worked perfectly. And he has lots of phrases that he says. The thing about Bingo is the voice box gives out. So if you look at the like comparable sales or comparable listings, a lot of people can't get the voice box to work. I took a shot at this because it was only 99 cents, figuring if it doesn't work, whatever, it was $1, I'll toss it. No big deal. Or try to sell it for a lot lesser price. But it worked, tested it, and I got $71.99 with $8.25 in shipping. So the buyer is $80.24 pre-tax. Again, cost me $1, and he was really cool. I mean, I don't remember him. I was, what was I, 9 at that stage, and not really into I was never really into plush animals. I mean, maybe I had one. I had like a wind-up Leo the lion when I was really, really young, but yeah, I never really got into it like my daughters. They have like a million. It's ridiculous. But anyway, yeah, Bingo Bear, Bolo for sure. Keep an eye out for him, and we will move on to the next one. I'm killing it with Margeline Bastin. Like everything that I source of hers sells for good money. I even have a blanket currently in my inventory that will probably sell like maybe in the springtime or maybe in the next couple of months. But anytime I see her name, it's like Kurt Adler for Peanuts. Like every time I see that, I do a double take. And so anyway, I can't remember exactly what I paid for this Hallmark keepsake ornament. It was probably marked $1.99. $2.99, something along those lines. But this wonderful piece sold for $58.49. Buyer paid $3.99 in shipping, so they're what, $62.48 all in. Might have been probably $2.99 is where I settled in price wise. But the keepsake ornament is Find Yourself in the Garden. Yeah, garden items selling at the middle to the end of November. What can I tell you? Did I have it marked new? Yeah, I have it marked new. Awesome Bolo. Scan every keepsake ornament. Okay, I just sold like a Ghostbusters one that sold for $50. This was like a couple of weeks ago. I mean, I just continue to sell them for really, really high dollar amounts. And not all of them are going to make you a ton of money. You're going to find plenty of ones that are selling for $4, $5, and $6. But just get into the habit of scanning them because things like this happen all the time. So again, pleasantly surprised, but buying good inventory with a woman that has a very clear following, and you are going to be rewarded at the end of the day. So we'll move on to the next one, which is a Croquet Set. I sold 2 of these this week. One for $135 and this one for $150, and they were virtually the same. Forster is the brand. They are made in the USA. That's a wood wheeled stand. It was in fantastic condition. I mean, it looked barely played with. The stakes were in great shape. I had to break this down a little bit to fit it in a box to get it shipping. But I mean, it's wood and it's screws. Big deal. It really didn't take all of that much effort. So anyway, very good pre-owned condition, which it was. I paid $20 for this at a Goodwill. I found this one. And then I went back to that same store the following day and found the next one. They were slightly different, but virtually the same. The wheeled stands were just a little bit different. And somebody bid on an offer I sent them, and then this one's ended up selling for full price. So Croquet Sets, and again, message to all of you folks watching and trying to learn, these both sold in November. So if you're outsourcing in January and you see a Croquet Set and you're worried about spending $20, spend the $20. Get it listed. Get it listed in January. Like spring is going to be slowly approaching within the next 90 days anyway. So always buy good inventory. It does not matter when you buy it. Assuming that most people won't be playing croquet, especially here in Ohio with all the snow we have on the ground right now. Don't make that mistake. Buy good inventory all the time. So the buyer is $169.47 all in. Like I said, I paid $19.99 for this set and the other one. Super pleased, and I'm happy that I even took the time to look it up because I've seen them in stores before and I've passed on them. Big mistake. Don't do that. I've learned, made money on it now. You will as well. We'll move on to the next one. So I have a video where I show you how I made $1,100 going to church. Well, that's very true. I sold a lot of sterling silver for $1,100, but at that church sale, I also found this lovely rubber latex mask from Topstone. So interesting that it didn't sell during Halloween time, but I want to show you folks the stamp for those of you that are unfamiliar with the Topstone logo or where you might want to look for it. See right here how it says Danbury, Connecticut. I think that's 06810 Topstone. That's what you're looking for. That's when you know you probably have a vintage mask on your hands, and some of them are very valuable. There was one that I sold that I also found at this church sale. I think that sold for $100. And then this one finally sold for $119.99, and the buyer paid $8.25 in shipping. So they are $128.24 all in. This thing was like, what, 50 cents? I think I spent $15 at that estate sale, and I came away with, I don't remember, like 15, 20, 25 items here and there. So, I mean, I'm 50 cents, $1 into this, $1.50 at the most. But yeah, Yeah, and I found like a lot of other like gore related items at this church sale, which was so funny to me. This is kind of sacrilegious, but what do I know? Anyway, Topstone vintage masks. This one was like super rare, so it was just a matter of time. But yeah, keep your eyes peeled for them. I saw a lot of Topstone masks come through Goodwill. I have some in my inventory. I have the was that ghost face one from Scream, which was Easter limited, Easter Unlimited, something along those lines. But I didn't list them because I thought I had heard rumors in the like Facebook groups of the world that they were zeroing those, and so I kind of pumped the brakes on that a little bit and never really got around to putting it on Marketplace. So I found those Scream masks, those like really expensive ones. I have two of those that are just kind of sitting in my inventory waiting for me to make a decision on them. But these ones will sell year round. Like this could have very well have been a holiday gift for somebody that was really looking for this or remembers this from way back then. So a potentially used item that was being sold as a Christmas gift here or a holiday gift, whatever it is you're celebrating. So that's a possibility too. Anyway, we'll move on to the next one, which is hilarious because it is a huge traffic sign. Doesn't have the visors, and that didn't matter. This was priced $6.99. It was coming out on a cart at a Goodwill, and I snagged it before anyone else could do anything with it. It is absolutely monstrous in size. Had a few cracks. You can see a crack right at the top. And Durasig, there's the logo. Here's the text for the logo. And it worked. It was pretty cool. Pretty cool looking, and I think the buyer took an offer. Yeah, $141. And they paid $54.70 in shipping. So they're $195.70 all in. And yeah, I paid $7. Now, you guys are probably wondering how I shipped this. This took a while. I used the like really thick bubble wrap, like the big bubble wrap, not the mini bubble wrap, and wrapped this thing as absolutely tight as I could have. I also used, I think it was three 18 by 18 by 16 sized heavy duty boxes from Lowe's. And I mean, this thing couldn't possibly move once I had all of the whole. I should have done a video on it. But not only did it take a little bit of time to ship, but it did ship and it got there safely, and the buyer left positive feedback. So I know a lot of people are like afraid, A, to ship big items because they're just big, and B, to ship delicate items because UPS and USPS likes to play soccer with our packages. But don't be afraid to do that. Just take your time. It was worth every penny of the $7 I spent to make the 141 that I did. And I don't remember if I got a couple extra bucks in shipping, but again, because I get so many free boxes between like companies that people that I know at work at companies that give me these boxes and the ones we order from, USPS that come free. Like, I don't care if I have to spend $4, $5, $6 on a couple of boxes to ship an item like this. So anyway, that was a fun Bolo. That's like a super man cave type of item, and yeah, there's a market for it. So anyway, we're on to the next one, which is a pair of Nike Spike Lees. I don't remember what year these are from, but let me maximize them. So you guys probably remember these in the haul video. I did a haul video, and this was I think the first pair of shoes that I found, and I was like, boy, the trip is going to be good when this is the first item that you land on. So you can see there's a little bit of discoloration in the midsoles. For those of you that source or want to learn to source like OG Original Gangster Nikes, don't clean those midsoles. Leave them that yellowy stained color. 99 times out of 100, you're going to devalue the shoe to the correct buyer if you try to clean them. Leave them alone, okay? That's a super like pro tip for those of you that want to sell shoes like this. So don't touch them. Leave them the way they are, just like I did. And I think these sold for full price. What do they sell for? Yeah, $154 and $14.90 in shipping. So the buyer is $164.89 all in. I think they cost me $4.29. I don't remember if they were marked up. I don't think they were. They couldn't have been more than $9.99 if they were. You'll have to go back in that video because I don't remember. But here they are. Good looking shoes. A little bit of wear on the soles, and then there's those like old, I forget what Spike Lee used to call himself in those old videos with Michael Jordan, but those are the glasses that he wore. So yeah, nice pair. The style number is 336608. The colorway code is 101, 9.5. Keep your eye out for those for sure, because that's a good one. That's ones people will certainly miss those, and you won't. You'll make a ton of money on it. So that's it for that one. We'll move on to the next one, which is a North Face Gore-Tex Mountain Light jacket. Really vibrant orange color. Now, I bought this on Facebook Marketplace off of a young lady for $10. I drove 15 minutes or so there, 15 minutes back, which isn't a really big deal. But when I got home, I noticed this: cigarette stains. Two huge, not cigarette stains, cigarette holes. Two huge cigarette holes in this jacket, and I was furious. So I calmed down and make a big deal about it. It was only $10, whatever. It is what it is. The weird thing about this jacket, though, because it is in high demand, it sold, by the way, for $120 and $20 in shipping. So $140 is what this buyer paid. So I'm $10 into this jacket. I didn't list it for about 4 months. So I bought this a long time ago. I saw that, I got frustrated, and then I just kind of let it sit in my death pile. This could have sold for double if it didn't have those cigarette holes in them. Now, in my description, you can see, despite the two holes you see, it is 100% smells fresh. There isn't a single hint of cigarette smoke or smoke in general on that jacket, which was strange to me because that's the first thing that I would assume seeing that. So if you're going to sell an item like this that has legitimate cigarette holes, disclose that fact, okay? You need that in there to kind of push a certain buyer over the edge in making the decision on whether it is they're going to make this purchase or not. Okay, this was actually the buyer's first purchase on eBay, by the way. A lot of these actually were, where I can see I was the only feedback for them, so it was their first purchase. But you need to let them know that, because that's a big selling point. Conversely, if it smells, either disclose it or throw it away. I suggest you toss it. You don't want somebody that is upset on the other end, and I think that just causes problems. Even if you're selling it to a smoker, it's one of those weird things that I don't want to have to deal with that, because it's kind of a lose-lose if you do. So if it does have a hint of cigarette smoke, dump it. Just get rid of it. Don't try anything fancy to get rid of the smell, because you're 99 times out of 100 you're gonna lose that battle. So, but it did. This one smelled fantastic. It smelled, and it was absolutely clean. Buyer was happy. I ended up being happy despite that flaw. But yeah, this is a 120 jacket that would have been 240 if it didn't have the flaw. So keep that in mind. We'll move on to the next one. Have you guys watched my how to make $1,000 a day on eBay video? The non-clickbait, like this is how you actually do it, ladies and gentlemen, $1,000 a day video. I'll link it in the description. Watch it. You can see how I sourced this, how it never even hit the Goodwill floor because I made a back-end deal with the manager. So she priced it outside. It never went through the store. I paid for it in the store and then packed it in my car and out the door. When you just know, you know. This is the second A-frame Barbie house that I've sold. I mean, that one was from the 70s. This one was from the 80s. Like it's just a matter of time before these sell. So I paid $15 and it sold for full price, just like I knew it would. $200, $26.15 in shipping, and $220. So they're $226.14 all in. If I remember correctly, this cost me $36 to ship. So I screwed the dimensions up, which is ridiculous because I've shipped the exact same thing in a different color not that long ago. But so shipping cost, I think $36 to go to somebody in Virginia, I believe. But I mean, what an awesome find. I mean, this is like literally how many girls dream like toy when you were young, right? This is a grail for a lot of people, and it could have been sold to an adult for all we know. Who knows? But yeah, $200 for that. I'll link that $1,000 a day video in there because it's got a little bit of a hack, if you will, even though I can't stand when people put the terms trick, hack in their titles and in their descriptions, these other YouTubers. And I'm not calling anybody out. I'm just saying you probably aren't going to see that from me because I think the word hack and all of that stuff is, I don't know, that's kind of weak. But anyway, that was that. And we are on to the last one, ladies and gentlemen, which is Homer Simpson. I absolutely love this guy. I don't remember what I paid for it. I think $9.99. I can't remember. It, it couldn't have been more than $20, but I'm pretty sure it was 10. And it sold for full price, $299.99, and it went overseas. So buyer paid $24.17 to get it shipped to I think it's Kentucky, and then they have all their customs payments and all that. So pre-customs, pre-tax, they're $324.16 all in. This is Homer. What a lovely guy. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is it. That was a Gemmy air-blown inflatable. Inflatable market is super hot right now. That is all I have for you. Brendan here, Dad Planet. Subscribe if you are not subscribed. That helps me out. Thank you so much. Let me know in the comments what's going on, what you liked, what Q4 is looking like for you. Let's chat it up. And yeah, you got to ask questions that you're uncomfortable asking in chat. Shoot me an email, dadplanetofficial@gmail.com. I'll help you out if I can. And that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Always appreciate you, and we'll see you in the next video.